Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. It is a wet, chilly, windy, cozy, gloomy day, and it is giving me all of the fall cozy vibes, and I'm here for it. Even though it's August, fall is calling my soul. I will always be a fall girly. Also, please let's ignore Aunt Flo's cousins on my face. I really wanted to record a cozy video because I'm just all in the fall feels, even though it's August, I know, but I can't wait for the fall. I'm so excited. Tonight, I'm gonna make some cozy dinner, some tea to help settle my cramps, and read a book that I've been super excited to get into and read. Let's head home and get ready to have a nice little cozy quiet reading night. Okay, we are home, we are in our cozy clothes. And I'm in my kitchen about to get ready to cook dinner. I'm gonna make some chicken with some potatoes and asparagus, and it's gonna be super cozy and good. Even though it's not freezing outside, it's still cool compared to what it's been. In Philly, it has been sweltering. Dying of heat stroke, it's been insane. I just made a cozy cup of chai. It's my first chai so far. It's pretty good. It's Twinings. Pretty good. I want us to talk a little bit about the book that I'm going to be reading in this vlog, and this vlog will probably be a couple days long because it's going to take me a while to read the book. I'm pairing it with the audiobook. The book that I'm about to start reading is getting me back into my TBRs. I was working on a book for close to 2 months. It was an extremely empowering, amazing book. It's called Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh, and it was just life-changing. If you've never read it, I won't get into it here, but if you've never read it, look into it and read it. It's an absolutely beautiful book, and there's a whole bunch of volumes of it. I just read book 1, and it was life-changing, life-altering, so beautiful. So I'm getting ready to get back into my spooky reading, and I'm so excited about it. The first book on my TBR going into the fall months, even though we're in August, but going into the fall months, kicking off strong for the spooky season, is Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. And I've heard mixed reviews about this book, but I've also heard great things. I think it has like a 4.0 or 4.3 rating on Storygraph. That is where I rate all my books. I was really intrigued about this, especially because of the illustrations in it. I love books that kind of like immerse you into the world with diary entries, letters, pictures. It just helps you really get into it even deeper. So I'm gonna read the blurb on the back of Hidden Pictures. Mallory Quinn is fresh out of rehab when she takes a job babysitting Ted and Caroline Maxwell's 5-year-old son, Teddy. She immediately bonds with this sweet boy who is never without his sketchbook. His drawings are the usual fare, trees, rabbits, balloons, but one day he draws something different, a man dragging a woman's lifeless body. Then his stick figures evolve into increasingly sophisticated sketches depicting one disturbing scene after the other. Is Teddy troubled, or is he channeling forces he cannot possibly understand? Knowing just how crazy it all sounds, Mallory must decipher the images and save Teddy before it's too late. I am really excited. I've never looked into Jason Rekulak. He lives in Philadelphia with his family, so how funny is it that I'm from Philly and I'm about to read a book from someone who lives in Philly. The Philadelphia Inquirer said, they blurbed it on the back, and it says an immersive horror story with sneaky humor and inventive menace. So I'm really excited to read this. Grady Hendrix even blurbed it. He said, a perfect summer thriller complete with vengeful spirits, classic warfare, and it even has pictures. What more could you possibly want? So I'm really excited to read this. So I'm gonna cook dinner, I'm gonna get that all out of the way, and then we're gonna plop on the couch, set the mood, and we're gonna dive into this book. Jason, you better not disappoint, Jason. From one Philadelphian to another, you better not disappoint. Hello vlog, happy Thursday. It is the next day and I just wanted to come on and give a little update before I go on with the rest of my day and I read more of the book. I have read up to, I think, page 48. I was reading very slow last night, but dinner was super cozy. I'm in chapter 3 right now and I'm really liking the book. I think it's very captivating. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews about the book, but I feel like maybe it's the Philly representation that's getting me, because I love the Philly slang and just the little places that they're talking about that I'm like, oh my god, that's literally my backyard. I think it's so cool. I've never read a book that, especially like a horror book, that was set in PA, I don't think. So it's really cool. I'm at my job and in our parking lot we have a huge like tree line, and it's got bushes and honeysuckles and a whole bunch of stuff, and there's always just so many cute little animals in the morning doing their thing. I love watching nature and seeing the animals live their life. They're just waking up, they're getting ready to go and get worms, they're getting ready to go get their food, and it's just so cute. So far we have gotten clean and sober, had a new job, working at a daycare. Now she is taking on this job as a nanny, which is where our story really begins, with the little boy Teddy. And she has met Teddy. Teddy instantly attached himself to her. The mother kind of sounds like just any suburban mom in a book. She's like tall and thin and pale and all of these things, but she seems really nice. I don't know if that's going to play out throughout the rest of the book either. The father was like very pressed on the fact that he did not want an ex-addict to babysit their children because she was going to be living in with them, which, like, okay. So the way that the mother was talking was kind of like, oh, you know, don't worry about what he says, like, you're gonna get this job, like, regardless, even if he has reservations. And it's in like some ways, marriage is about that. Like, I'm married, right? There's times that we'll convince our significant others to like go in our favor, and they'll do the same to us, you know? So, but it was just like, I don't know, the undertone to it. So I'm really interested to see like their marriage dynamic now that she has gotten the job. She's living in their like little cottage in the back, and I'm also really excited to see like what kind of twist this is going to take, because there is so much lore in PA and in their like mountains and things like that. And although the family lives in, I think it's called like Springbrook, New Jersey, which I don't even know if is a real place, but there's just so much lore with like this whole kind of tri-state area. There are mountains, there are woods, like, you know, in Jersey, they have the Jersey Devil, and there's a whole bunch of cryptids and lore over there. It's super interesting. If you've never looked into it, look into it. But they, in the book, they're saying that the house is kind of backed up against a forest, a huge forest. It's like a nature reserve or something like that. And there's twisty turny paths and rivers and creeks and like all this stuff. So, and the little boy loves to play in there. And the pictures that he has drawn, we've gotten to the first picture where the mother's like showing her like, oh look, these are the pictures that Teddy has drawn because he is a prodigy and everyone says so. And she's looking at these pictures, and the last picture she looks at, she was like, and you know that she was like, what the fuck is this? Like, who the fuck is this? And, you know, if you read the book, you know. If you haven't, get the book and see the picture. It's creepy. When kids are drawing things like this, it's creepy. And she was just like, oh, nice. Yeah, nice. The mom was like, oh, yeah, that's his imaginary friend, you know. And I think her name's Anya. And, yeah, you know, he loves Anya. Da-da-da-da. And it was ever since they moved to that house. So I'm really excited to see if this is going to take like a folklore type of, like a folky feel, and this entity's presence is coming from the woods, or if it's going to take a more like kind of haunted house colonial feel, because they live in a old colonial like Victorian home. is it coming from the house? So I'm really excited to see that. I'm gonna go into work because it's about time, and I'm gonna read the book throughout the day, and I will update you guys later. Bye, vlog. Okay, it is finally time to close out this reading vlog. Don't mind my voice, I'm not feeling the best today. I finished this book. It is definitely a couple weeks later. Life was just lifing. We were vacationing, we were busy, work has been insane, so I'm finally getting to it. But this, Jason, Mr. Rekulak, I hope that's how you say your last name, did not disappoint, okay? He did not. You okay? If you hear chewing, it's Lulu. She's right there chewing. But we went to celebrate her birthday at camp and throw her a surprise birthday party. And so I went to the camp swimming pool, and a woman was there and she was reading, and I was like, ooh, a book girly. We love a book girly. And she looked over and I was reading this, and she was like, oh, yeah, that book's gonna fuck you up. That book is gonna fuck you up. And I was like, really? And for me, the type of books that I read, horror, thriller, mystery, like the more messed up it is, normally the more I'm gonna enjoy it, because that's just how my dark little brain soul works. So I was immediately that much more excited, because honestly, it had me captivated from the beginning. Like at the very beginning, I was like, okay, like we get it. All right, like I get it. I think from now on I need to start writing scripts for when I record videos. Also, like, thank you for whoever is watching these and pairing with me, just kind of rambling and figuring it out, because I have always been just too scared to put myself out there, especially like on YouTube. And it's something that I really just want to do. I don't even care about like the money aspect. Like if that comes, great. I'm not saying for it not to. If it does, awesome. I would love to stay at home and work like this. But I'm just trying to figure it out. And I am an extremely creative person. I love art in all forms, and I really fell in love with learning how to edit and all of that. And so I just appreciate anybody who is watching these, because I feel like a complete amateur, and I am. I mean, I have like 6 subscribers, and they probably all know me personally. So thanks to you guys for watching whatever it is that I'm just kind of putting together and doing. So anyway, back from rambling. When she told me that this book was gonna stick with me, when she told me that the twist wasn't something that you ever even thought of, which I wasn't, I was like, immediately, yes, I need to finish this book right now. I need to finish it right now. And I think I finished it that weekend. It was phenomenal. It was great. And I retract my previous statement that I said in the beginning of this reading vlog of Jason, you better not fucking disappoint, because as a girl from Philly, okay, a Philly girl, there's plenty of horrors in Philly. So you can't tell me you can't captivate that feeling. And he did. He did. There was parts in this book that I was genuinely like, what the fuck? And reading it like at night, no. One of my worst, hey yo. I don't know if whoever is watching these ever met Lulu, but this is Lulu. She's our little fur baby. There was parts in this book that I was petrified of reading. Man, one of the most reoccurring nightmares that I have is that someone is breaking in to my home, and the fact of our main character, Mallory, feeling like somebody is watching her while she's sleeping or while she's showering or dressing. Also, her hearing people walking around her little cottage at night. Like, no, absolutely not. We're not doing that, okay? I definitely want to live in the woods. I want to live with property that pushes right up against a mountain, so I can go out into the mountain and do all my witchy shit. And one thing that petrifies me is that the woods is a different entity at night. And in the beginning of this book, I'm gonna start with spoilers here. This is not spoiler free, so skip ahead. I was fully convinced that there was something paranormal going on. Like from the rip, I was like, okay, something's not right. Like something is not right. I'm thinking this is a demon. Straight up, I thought this was a demon. I'm like, okay, something's gotta be going on, because there's no way that all these things are happening and she's just crazy, you know, because they make you kind of feel like because she's in recovery that, and she has been told to when she finally starts to share her experiences with people, like, oh, have you relapsed? Oh man, are you okay? They tell you, you know, during recovery that you could be missing some of your memories, you could be remembering things wrong, you could have gaps in your memories. So, you know, it could be that, you know, maybe it's stress. And I mean, this whole time she's clean as a fucking whistle. Okay, she's not even drinking coffee because of the fact of addiction to caffeine, addiction in general. Like she's on the straight and narrow trying to keep this job and trying to get hired too as somebody who can nanny this kid even if he goes to school. She can be with him after school. Like she's looking to get hired full time. And the family is pretty, I don't want to say nice, like the mom is nice. Her name's Caroline. She's super, super nice. When she first meets Mallory, she's like, girl, she gives her a hug. She's like that she works in a hospital and she has worked with other addicts and people in recovery. And so she's like, listen, I know your story. Like, I'm here for it. But when she meets the husband, he's like, no, I don't think this is it for you. So they push for her, they hire her, and here she is, and she gets this job. And the little boy is very advanced for his age, and he loves to draw and all these things. And my number one sign that something wasn't right was as soon as they said the sentence, yeah, he started drawing a lot when we moved into this house. Oh, okay. It's not that a house can't teach a child creativity, but it's strange that he's never drawn before, and now all of a sudden you move into this house and like now he's like Picasso. I'm confused. And they're like, yeah, he's gifted and all these things. And the book is full of pictures drawn by the kid, and you know, he's drawing pictures from Mallory. And let me see if I can find one. When they first meet, he's like, oh, I just put past the creepy one in it, like gave me chills. When he first met her, he drew like a really sweet picture for her. He draws like cute pictures, right? So like here's one. He's drawing this little bunny and it's cute. And then there's also one of like a little goat. And it's cute, and it's like, oh, little kid drawing. And she's like, the mom's like, yeah, we've been in this house 6 weeks and he's already hinting to have pets and like da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he's drawing him like in a tree and birds and all of that. And then literally the last picture, so the mom is like going through his pictures showing Mallory like these are the things that he draws, and she keeps them, of course, because like what mom's not going to keep her baby's artwork. And she's going through it and she finds this one at the end, and she's like this is Teddy and his special friend. Special friend? My child draws a picture with this in it? We're not calling it a special friend. Okay. We're cleansing that baby. Special friend? That is horrifying. When I saw that picture, I was like, what the fuck? This book is gonna be wild. And it is. It is absolutely wild. So it just goes on and on. They get creepier and creepier. He draws like a picture of her being like drugged, or someone being drugged through the woods, like a dead body. And then his pictures start getting like even more eloquent and detailed. And it's just super unsettling. Like to think of, and there's one thing, I love creepy kid stuff. Like creepy kid stuff is everything. This is what they eventually turn into. Like what 5-year-old is drawing like this, okay? we should have known that something was wrong with dear old Teddy. Okay. It's so creepy. This book was creepy. It kept me on my toes. I felt like I didn't know what was coming next. And when I finally got to the point of unraveling the mystery, I was like, what? There's definitely this element of supernatural horror, 100%. The twist is that this family couldn't get pregnant, and they tried and tried and tried. And in the beginning, you hear that they went to Barcelona and they lived in Barcelona for a while, and then now they've moved to this like suburban, super lucrative, wealthy town. And the husband's like, he owns his own company, he's making money, and the mom works at the hospital. And we have people who are questioning, for sure, their character and their energy. We have people who are like, if he's like a millionaire and they're living in a mansion, why does she still have to work at the hospital? Not to say that rich people can't be rich and still do things that they want to do. There's plenty of rich people out here who are rich and are wealthy, and they'll still go work the job because they love it. It doesn't matter that they don't need the money. Excuse the fact that I live on a busy street. So people were definitely like, that's weird. And Teddy was like, he was very precise about the fact that like he never needed help in the bathroom. He would take his own baths, he would take his own showers, he would use the potty on his own and take care of himself on his own, and he would lock the door when he did these things. And cool, like, you want privacy, they're teaching him privacy, all these things. And then this one scene after this girl's like unraveling shit, okay, she's like, something the fuck is not right. I'm getting letters, I'm getting pictures, things are showing up in my cottage, like, what is happening? His imaginary friend, his special friend, her name is Anya, and it's just like a whole fucking thing. Like, it's wild. Okay, I'll spoil some things, but the twist I don't want to spoil. You gotta read it. I've heard such mixed reviews about this book. I will say, I cried at the very last chapter. It was so heartwarming, and it was so fulfilling and wholesome. But this book had, like, I was at the edge of my seat reading this book. I could not put it down. And I don't know, maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea, and that's fine, but I don't know how you cannot think that this book was good. It was really, really good. It took me by surprise. I got the stamp of approval from another book girly, and it was just absolutely incredible. I thought it was an amazing book. So yeah, I would give this a 5 out of 5 stars, honestly. I'll put this on my 5 out of 5 stars end of the year, books that I've read in the year, whatever it's called, for the year. 5 out of 5 stars for this. I would recommend it highly if you're interested in creepy kids, if you're interested in like insane plot twists, because I was not expecting that at all. I just really was not. There was nothing leading up to it that I was like, this is what's gonna happen. No, I was literally like, they got me on my knees, okay? I did not expect it whatsoever. Jason Rekulak, you did your thing with this book. It was so entertaining. It was so good. It was heartbreaking, like straight up heartbreaking. The struggles of addiction, the struggles of thinking you're crazy, the struggles of a child experiencing something so fucking traumatic that they don't even know how to truly function in the world that they've been thrown into is just insane. This book was so, so good. Again, thank you so much for being here and watching this. I really enjoyed making this video, and I really hope that it's something that whoever out there is watching these videos likes as well, because it's part of my life. I love to read, and I would love to share this part of my life on here. Thank you. Be kind out there today and read a book that interests you.